Naomi, hang up the phone. We pay you to carry plates, not to cry in the hallway. The manager's voice cut straight through the breakfast rush. Heads turned. Every customer looked at her. Naomi wiped her tears, ended the call with the hospital and whispered, "I'm sorry. I'll get back to work right now." She tied her apron again, pretending nothing had happened. What she didn't know was, two men sitting in a corner booth had heard every word. This happened at a small roadside diner outside Dallas. Nothing fancy, just coffee, eggs, and people barely holding life together. Naomi moved from table to table, refilling cups, carrying plates, forcing a smile like her world wasn't falling apart. Her mother was in the ICU, no insurance, and the hospital demanded the deposit by the end of the day. Naomi checked her savings. It wasn't even half of what they needed. After finishing their meal, the gray-haired man asked for the check. He slipped something into the folder, signed it, and handed it back gently. "The change is for you," he said softly, "and don't give up." Naomi opened the check folder. Inside was a thick stack of cash. She froze. Before she could thank them, the two men were already gone. A few minutes later, the manager called her into the back kitchen and handed her an envelope. "The two men asked me to give this to you. They said you might refuse if they did it themselves." With shaking hands, Naomi opened the envelope. Inside was a hospital receipt, ICU deposit, paid in full, and a folded napkin that read, "Even when you didn't say it out loud, we heard your prayer." Two people who still believe God is listening. Naomi's legs gave out. She slid down the wall, crying until no sound came out. 1 week later, her mother was discharged, weak but smiling. Naomi returned to the diner every day. Same old apron, same job. But her eyes were different now. She finally understood something. When you feel like there's no one left to rely on, God doesn't drop money from the sky. He quietly moves the hearts of strangers, just enough to remind you you were never carrying it alone. If you've ever received help right when you were about to break, leave a comment, "I still believe," and share this with someone who's barely holding on.